12. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Canelo. Man, yeah, we still alive.
There we go.
We got.
Terence Crawford is making every effort to secure a highly anticipated super fight with Canelo Alvarez, aiming to bring the two boxing superstars face-to-face in the ring. While Canelo Alvarez's formidable strength and punching power might intimidate some fighters, Terence Crawford remains undaunted. In a conversation with TMZ Sports, Crawford expressed unwavering confidence, stating that he is certain he would emerge victorious against the Mexican superstar if the two were to clash.
Fall fight for both of us, I believe.
Any doubt in your mind that you beat him?
Of course I beat him. It ain't no doubt in my mind that I won't beat anybody that
At the moment, however, the fight remains a big if. While Crawford has made it abundantly clear that he wants the matchup, Canelo Alvarez appears less certain. Crawford was in attendance to witness Canelo's most recent victory, where the Mexican star responded with a straightforward no comment when asked about a potential showdown with Bud. Despite this, Crawford hasn't backed down. In a conversation with a reputable news source, the 36-year-old boxer reiterated his strong desire to step into the ring and face Canelo, emphasizing that he's still eager to make the fight happen.
Yeah, I can't rap. That's what I'm saying. So I gotta stick to what I know. I beat people up.
Oh, God.
I beat people up.
I feel like that's a legacy fight, Crawford said. I believe this would be the biggest fight in boxing today if it happens. While Crawford acknowledges the challenges he'd face, particularly Canelo's size and power, he remains confident. I'll definitely have to be mindful of his strengths, he admitted, but I've been fighting bigger guys my entire career. Crawford left no room for doubt about the outcome, telling us, of course, I'll beat him. There's no question in my mind, I don't see myself losing to anyone I step into the ring with. The undefeated star made it clear, he's certain he'd walk away victorious.
I'm gonna start rapping, man, and then everybody gonna be saying, man, I'm being Roy Jones Jr. I'm coming out like Roy. Y'all.
Crawford hasn't specified when or where he'd like the fight to take place, but he's clear about one thing. He wants to give the fans what they've been asking for, and he believes Alvarez should do the same. According to ESPN's Mike Coppinger, Alvarez had previously been eyeing a potential rematch with Dimitri Bivol in May. However, that plan hinged on Bivol's victory over Artur Beterbiev for the undisputed light heavyweight title. With the two Russians set to face off again next month, Canelo's focus may still shift back to avenging his career loss against Bivol, leaving the possibility of a Crawford showdown uncertain for now.
to come my way and me and him get in the ring, then it'll be an electrifying fight, you know.
Crawford hinted on X that his sights are firmly set on Canelo following Saturday's fight. Turki Al-Sheikh, the chairman of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, revealed to Mike Coppinger in August that he's collaborating with Crawford to secure Alvarez's agreement for the bout. I will offer Canelo what I believe is a fair price, Al-Sheikh stated. If he accepts, he'll deal directly with me to finalize the deal. I don't want any intermediaries. I've guaranteed Crawford a major fight. I want Canelo for Crawford, and Crawford wants Canelo. But if Canelo's financial demands are unreasonable, I'll still ensure Crawford gets the fight he desires. Crawford, meanwhile, extended his flawless record to 41-0 with a win over the Uzbekistani fighter in a super welterweight championship match, claiming the World Boxing Association's super welterweight title.
It won't be like any other fight that he's fought recently, and it'll be a well-fought.
Alvarez has won 5 consecutive matches since his last loss in the light heavyweight division to a highly skilled Russian opponent. However, he has faced criticism for selecting easier opponents to boost his record. The 34-year-old holds an impressive February 2nd, 62 record in 66 career bouts. Despite his success, many boxing experts believe that Crawford would be no match for Alvarez due to the weight difference. One person who disagrees is two-weight world champion and boxing analyst Tim Bradley. On his YouTube channel, Bradley shared that after closely studying both fighters, he now predicts a dominant victory for Crawford.
I don't know, someone told me to study Canelo, study Crawford. Crawford about to beat the shit out of Canelo Alvarez.
I woke up at 3 a.m. with a strong feeling that I needed to study Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. After watching closely, I'm convinced Crawford is going to dominate Canelo. Mark my words, he's about to give Canelo a serious beating. A victory for Crawford would be an incredible milestone, adding to his already impressive resume. He's achieved undisputed champion status at both super lightweight and welterweight, and a win over Canelo would only solidify his place as one of boxing's greatest. The anticipation for this potential showdown is building, and Crawford looks more than ready to make history again.
Right now, he about to beat the brakes off of Canelo Alvarez. Yes, he is. Number 2, Devin Haney.
Tim Bradley didn't hold back this week. The former boxing champ took to his YouTube channel to call out Canelo Alvarez, urging the unified super middleweight king to stop avoiding Terence Crawford and give him the fight he's been asking for. Bradley's message was clear: fans want this fight, and Crawford deserves a shot at greatness. But does this matchup really make sense? According to Bradley, Canelo owes it to boxing fans to make the fight happen. "You already ran away from the Benavidez fight," Bradley said. "Make the fight with Crawford, that's the fight everybody wants to see." He even dismissed the narrative that Canelo's size and power would overwhelm Crawford, pointing out that Canelo started his career at 147 pounds and stands the same height as Crawford. The tension is building, and the boxing world is watching closely.
You want to get back, man, go back to your roots, bro. Go back to where you started, bro. Where'd you start? You started in Mexico, man. Go back, get one of those guys out of there.
You're walking around Mexico, and it's clear you don't care what people think about you not taking that fight. Make the fight with Crawford, that's the matchup everyone wants to see. It's a chance for Crawford to prove his greatness to you and the world, said Bradley. It's a bold take, but Bradley isn't wrong. A showdown between Canelo and Crawford would create massive buzz. Canelo, with an impressive record of February 2nd, 62, remains the sport's biggest star. On the other hand, Crawford, undefeated at 41-0, is widely regarded as one of the most skilled fighters in boxing, but here's where things get complicated. Crawford's last fight against Israil Madrimov didn't exactly inspire confidence. Sure, he won, but it was far from a dominant performance. He took too many right hands and looked less sharp than usual. Still, a Canelo-Crawford clash could be the defining fight of this era, and fans are eagerly waiting to see if both champions are willing to step up.
He just told me Crawford beats Canelo.
Crawford beats anybody he steps in the ring with.
For Canelo, there isn't much incentive to take this fight. He's already proven himself against bigger, stronger opponents, while Crawford hasn't done enough to earn a shot at 168 pounds. Critics argue that if Crawford truly wanted this fight, he should first face the likes of David Benavidez or Artur Beterbiev to prove he can compete with the top fighters in that weight class. Boxing fans are divided. On one hand, the prospect of a skill versus power showdown between two generational talents is exciting. On the other hand, Crawford's age, 37, and lack of experience at higher weights make this matchup feel one-sided.
He don't go, no one beats him. No one beats Terence Crawford.
His athleticism and defense to get out of the way.
At the end of the day, Canelo doesn't need this fight. He's already solidified his legacy as one of the greatest and has plenty of other options. As for Crawford, if he truly wants to step into the ring with Canelo, he may have to take a tougher path to prove he belongs. Tim Bradley can continue pushing for it, but for now, this fight feels more like a dream than a reality. Crawford has already achieved a lot in boxing, but beating Canelo would be his greatest accomplishment yet.
He should be able to beat Canelo, man. Slow plodding forward, good jab, got good quickness, throws a lot of hooks. Crawford just get away from all of those, get underneath them, bro.
The super middleweight world champion has only been defeated twice, by Dimitri Bivol and Floyd Mayweather. If a fight between Crawford and Canelo were to happen, McIntyre would focus on studying the Bivol bout. He made him move his feet, McIntyre said. If the fight ever happens, that's the one I go back and watch, he added while speaking on the Luke Thomas YouTube channel about Canelo versus Bivol.
This is real simple. It's real simple. You just gotta know boxing in order for you to be able to say that. Hey, Terry's gonna get in there and do what he needs to do. Perform.
I'd also look at Mayweather versus Canelo. WBN believes Crawford is on a short list for a potential clash with the Mexican superstar, following months of media coverage about the fight. World Boxing News also understands that Turkey's ALEC could sponsor the event as part of a Riyadh Season USA show to be held in Las Vegas. If confirmed, this super fight would mark Alec's first involvement in a headline event staged in what many boxing fans consider the world's capital of the sport. Alec had initially prioritized Canelo vs. Crawford for 2024 after partnering with Bud for his August fight with Israil Madrimov. However, after some frustration, the Saudi chairman backtracked on the plan.
Ali Sheikh say that he sent you an offer, possibly to face Crawford for coming up here. Is that true, or what happened with that?
No, I don't have any offer. And
he said, "I just wrapped up an important meeting with my team, planning the upcoming fights for 2024 and 2025. I've decided to disregard the Canelo fight because I don't want it anymore." Alec continued, "Instead, I'll focus on the US market with bigger fights, especially for the legend Crawford." However, that stance has since shifted as the Canelo vs. Crawford fight begins to gain momentum again. Crawford told his former opponent Sean Porter that he wasn't impressed with Canelo's attitude toward the fight. "I heard Canelo say I'm easy work. If I were easy work, you'd take all that money Alec is offering you," Crawford said during an appearance on the Porter Way podcast.
Hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Will was going to be Smith. It's real simple. Real simple. You just got to know.
Still, he wants $200 million for Benavidez and $150 million for me, so that tells me right there I'm a threat. I'm a threat to him and his legacy, Crawford added. Sparring partner Kenneth Sims Jr. spoke exclusively to WBN about the possibility of Crawford facing Canelo. Sims believes the former welterweight champion can win the fight. "I'd like to see the Canelo fight," Sims said. "I've seen Crawford in the ring with much bigger guys, so I think he can pull it off."
Offer. And look, I'm 100% focused on this fight, and then we'll see.
Currently, Crawford is the top choice on a short list, with Chris Eubank Jr. and Jermall Charlo unlikely to get the call at this point. A rematch with Dimitri Bivol could also be considered if the light heavyweight can avenge his loss to Artur Beterbiev and unify the belts at 175. However, Canelo typically has his Cinco de Mayo plan set by this time. If his 2022 conqueror, Bivol, is victorious in the Beterbiev rematch on February 22, the super middleweight champion may revisit a Bivol revenge fight in September. Mexican boxer Canelo Alvarez has effectively confirmed his willingness to face Terence Crawford, creating excitement around what could be one of the most anticipated matchups in boxing today.
Possibly to face Crawford for coming up here. Is that true, or what happened with that?
No, I don't have any offer. And look,
This potential showdown would showcase two elite fighters at the peak of their careers. The clash between Canelo and Crawford promises to be a monumental event. Canelo, the undisputed super middleweight champion, has dominated his division with both power and precision. Crawford, widely regarded as one of the most skilled fighters of this era, brings a blend of technical brilliance and smart strategy that has earned him a spot at the top of the pound-for-pound rankings. In an interview with Sway's Universe, Canelo Alvarez expressed his openness to the fight. "I'm in, why not? Don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter, but for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight, easy money. If the money's right, I'm in. I don't like to fight guys like Crawford, he moves a lot, and the fight's not that exciting. But I saw his last fight, and he doesn't move that much now, so if the money's right, I'm in. Right now, there are weight classes for a reason," Canelo added.
"And focus on this fight, and then we'll see."
Yeah, the fight's going on as well with UFC, September 14th. How do you feel about that? Like that happened the last time he faced
This statement marks a significant shift for Canelo, who had previously expressed hesitation to face Crawford, citing that he wouldn't receive enough credit for beating a smaller opponent. Meanwhile, Crawford has remained persistent in pursuing the matchup, even willing to move up 2 weight classes to prove his dominance. Crawford is fully aware of the physical disadvantage he would face against Canelo, recognizing that size will be a key factor in the fight. However, he remains confident in his ability to overcome this challenge and impose his boxing style. Some analysts have raised doubts about Crawford's ability to compete effectively at super middleweight, partly due to his most recent fight at a points victory over Israil Madrimov at super welterweight, which didn't showcase the dominant performance many had anticipated.
Hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Will was going to be Smith. It's real simple. Real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say that.
Since Crawford saga.
Despite these concerns, the potential showdown between Canelo and Crawford has captured the imagination of boxing fans. The combination of power, speed, technique, and charisma from both fighters sets the stage for what could be an unforgettable spectacle. While some believe the press conference was a big step toward making the fight a reality, it seems likely to remain, for now, just a dream match. Eddie Hearn, who has a close relationship with the Mexican superstar, recently shared his conversation with Canelo about the potential fight, and the outlook isn't promising. If you recall, Saudi royalty, led by Alec, had been pushing for the bout during Crawford's clash with Israel Madrimov last year. The Saudi figure had even asked Hearn to reach out to Canelo's team to try and make the fight happen. However, the fight never came to fruition, and the buzz surrounding it has been gradually fading.
Canelo versus Crawford negotiations, so-called behind the scenes. I want to talk about, one, is Crawford ready for that fight? Two, how do you see that fight playing out? And three, is this a reality?
Gotta be honest.
To put the final nail in the coffin, Hearn appeared in an interview with Fight Hype, where he was pressed about the details of the potential fight. "I'll be honest, I'd be very surprised if that fight happens," Hearn revealed. "I think His Excellency has been pushing for it, but it didn't seem like it was something Canelo was really up for, to be honest." Hearn recalled his previous conversation with Canelo, saying, "I think his feeling is that when he beats Crawford, everyone will just say he beat a 154-pounder. He also explained that, at this point in Canelo's career, he's looking for opponents who will come forward and fight, something Canelo believes Crawford won't do.
Very surprised if that fight happens. I think His Excellency has been pushing that fight. It didn't seem like it was something that Canelo was really up for, to be honest. And like, when I've spoken to Canelo before about that fight..."
Notably, Crawford is moving up several weight classes for this potential matchup, putting him at a disadvantage in the fight. Even if he makes it to 165 pounds, Canelo would still be the bigger man. To win, Bud would need to stay agile on his feet. Hearn shares this view, stating, "Crawford can't really come to fight in that matchup because he's at a massive size disadvantage," he told Fight Hype, before reiterating his point.
His kind of feeling is, when I beat Crawford, everyone's going to say I've beaten a 154-pounder. And he also, I think, at his age as well, I don't think he wants to be fighting guys that are just moving all the time, and he wants people to come to fight.
"I don't think that fight will happen," said Amir Khan, acknowledging the grim reality surrounding the potential matchup. Despite this, people continue to share their opinions on who might come out on top. In the meantime, Khan, who has fought both Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, shared his thoughts on why the two haven't yet stepped into the ring together. Khan jumped 2 weight classes to face Canelo in 2016 at a catchweight of 155 pounds. The fight ended in the 6th round when Canelo landed a powerful right hand that sent Khan crashing to the canvas. Khan also faced Crawford in 2019, where he was dropped in the first round and eventually lost by technical knockout in the 6th. In an interview with Boxing News, Khan stated, "It's going to be a great test for Crawford.
Crawford could beat him, because Crawford is a big 147 fighter and is strong as well, which a lot of people don't give him the credit for. I think that fight, if it does happen, as long as Crawford stays away and just boxes."
Turning to why the fight hasn't happened yet, Khan said, "It seems to me that Canelo is scared and doesn't want to fight him. All these excuses he's coming out with." Timothy Bradley, a 3-time boxing champion who once took a belt from Manny Pacquiao, predicts that Terence Crawford will beat Canelo Alvarez despite being the smaller man, pointing out that the Mexican hasn't scored a knockout since 2021. The two have been tipped to meet in the ring by the end of 2024, but so far, nothing has materialized. Still, the idea of the unified super middleweight champion facing the light middleweight title holder has generated plenty of excitement.
He should be able to beat Canelo, man.
I'm skeptical about the fight. I will back Crawford because, again, I think that he's special.
Turning to why the fight hasn't happened yet, Khan said, "It seems to me that Canelo is scared and doesn't want to fight him. All these excuses he's coming out with." Timothy Bradley, a 3-time boxing champion who once took a belt from Manny Pacquiao, predicts that Terence Crawford will beat Canelo Alvarez despite being the smaller man, pointing out that the Mexican hasn't scored a knockout since 2021. The two have been tipped to meet in the ring by the end of 2024, but so far, nothing has materialized. Still, the idea of the unified super middleweight champion facing the light middleweight title holder has generated plenty of excitement.
And you know, he's a friend of mine, but that's a dangerous fight, man. That's an extremely dangerous fight, dude. And Canelo lands a one bomb.
The matchup would pit an intelligent and powerful switch-hitting brawler in Crawford against a relentless pressure fighter in Canelo, who is known for his durability, heavy punches, and exceptional counter-punching defense. However, on the topic of Canelo's power, Bradley believes it has diminished enough that it won't be a major concern for Crawford, even if he has to step up 2 divisions to make the super middleweight fight a reality. Everyone keeps talking about the weight. Oh, he's going to knock him out, Bradley said on his YouTube channel. When was the last time Canelo knocked somebody out? Y'all can quit with that he's going to knock Crawford out talk. Come on, man. Didn't we just see Alexander Usyk fight Tyson Fury, who was, quote-unquote, 50 pounds heavier?
On Crawford. It might not be good. It might not be good. I don't know, man. It's just a dangerous-ass fight.
Canelo's the same height as Crawford. He's not a natural 168-pounder. He's a great fighter, absolutely, but you know who else is a great fighter? Crawford. The great ones know how to figure it out. While it's true that Canelo's last stoppage came against Caleb Plant at the MGM Grand in November 2021, Bradley is overlooking the fact that the Mexican superstar has faced and beaten a list of reputable names, including Gennady Golovkin, John Ryder, Jermall Charlo, Jamie Munguia, and Edgar Berlanga.
Crawford has the balls to be able to do what he needs to do. Crawford is a dog. I'm not gonna say a lion. He's a dog. Cause them lions died out. Canelo is so predictable, dude. You know a hook is coming. You know when the right hand is coming. You know he's going down to the body. He gives it away.
Since his last knockout, Canelo has secured 5 wins, all by unanimous decision, with comfortable performances as he retained his unified super middleweight titles. His only defeat during this period came against Russia's Dmitry Bivol when he challenged for the WBA light heavyweight belt. While facing Canelo Alvarez remains Crawford's ultimate goal, the American boxer has other opportunities on the horizon. He could defend his super welterweight titles or even move up to the middleweight division.